Side effect, health, wealth, leadership and well-being happen. And in Rudrayamala Tantra, Shiva says, Devi Diksha Vihinasya na siddhihi na cha sadgatihi tasmat sarva prayatnena guruna dikshito bhavet. The one who is not initiated does not attain liberation nor a better future. So by all efforts, one should get initiated by Guru. What is the science of initiation? Neuroscience has proved that the process of initiation floods the brain with energy. This is the superconscious energy of Kundalini, our own highest inner potential energy. As the Kundalini flows from the thalamus to the cortex, it sets up a powerful energy loop within the brain, which awakens the latent non-mechanical power we have never used before. With increasing levels of coherence, the whole brain comes alive, turning into a superconductor of conscious energies that heal, empower, transform our lives, bliss and fulfillment. Initiation creates high awareness, visualization, creativity. It also slows the aging process and improves the immune system. Kundalini awakening, healing experience, levitation, teleportation, materialization. Experience the power of initiation through a range of exclusive programs conducted at the ashram. Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, Nithyananda Nagar, Biddi, Bengaluru. Contact 97422 03311 82774 90091. Visit www.nithyananda.org.
Yes. So with that beautiful video, let us now understand how the science of power manifestation is authenticated through the four aspects of evidences or pramanas. The first is the Shastra Pramana, which are the eternal unchangeable truths revealed in the source scriptures. The next is the Apta Pramana. The experiences and results of Aptas are the authorities of Hinduism, the Vedic rishis and scientists who have done tested and verified these statements. Third is the Atma Pramana, or the account of the Supreme Court of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. This millennium's avatar's personal experience of power manifestation. And last is the Pratyaksha Pramana, or the empirical evidence from observation and scientific experimentation. Next, we'll be learning how we get the Shastra Pramanas. We get the Shastra Pramanas from the Vedas, which is a living applied science. Vedas are the ultimate superior authorities for Hindus, and they are the pure science where the ultimate truths are explained. And Agamas are the applied technology, are the scriptures where the applied technology, the applied science is expanded. Vedas and Agamas are the Vedagamas, and they are given the status of Shruti, as they are directly revealed by Paramashivoham. And they are the ultimate, eternal, unchangeable truths. And reference scientific Shastras is called the Shastra Pramana. So let us now listen. Let us now get ready to witness a very unique and exciting demonstration of the power of third eye. Let us now listen to the Shastra Pramana, which comes from the Vijnana Bhairava Kalpa. Kapalantarmanonyasya tishtannilitalochanaha kramena manasodardhyat lakshaye lakshamuttamam. The translation goes, by fixing the mind on the inner space within the crown center and sitting stably without any movement, having the eyes closed in succession, by that stability of the mind and inner space, through the power of the third eye, one directly sees the ultimate goal, Lakshyam, by having the vision beyond the sight that reveals any object or place, attaining the space of oneness with the source, Paramashiva. The next is the Apta Pramana, where Bhagavan Shri Krishna initiates Arjuna into the power of the third. Bhagavan Krishna says to Arjuna, Natu mam shakyase drashtum anenaiva swachakshusha divyam dadami te chakshuhu pashyame yogamaishwaram. Translation goes, but you cannot see my cosmic form with these physical eyes of yours. Therefore I grant you the divine third eye. Behold my cosmic opulence. In the Hindu Purana, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna initiates Arjuna into the power of third eye to behold his Vishwarupa Darshan, the vision of his cosmic form. And the 11th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita contains the description of Bhagavan Shri Krishna's cosmic form, as it is completely narrated by Arjuna as he sees Bhagavan Shri Krishna through the third eye. Let us now listen to the Atma Pramana.
The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree, 10 direction, below me, everything. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience. I felt that the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. The setting sun, rising moon, the whole Arunachala hill, all the plants, bush, shrubs, trees, everything, everything, everything. Just became so alive. The idea, something is inside, inside and outside broke. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree, 10 direction, below me, everything. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience. I felt that the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. The setting sun, rising moon, the whole Arunachala hill, all the plants, bush, shrubs, trees, everything, everything, everything just became so alive. The idea, something is inside,
The last is the Pratyaksha Pramana, the empirical evidence from observation and scientific experimentation. Study measures compare the metabolic cell activity of the brain in the yes, sorry for that. Study measures compare the metabolic cell activity in the brain and meditative states using the positron emission thermometer. When doing daily activities, high activity is measured in the brain where the third eye is located, and when in the deep state of samadhi, only the third eye region is active, and almost 90% of the rest of the brain is active. So now all of you will be witnessing the live action pramana of the power of third eye right after a short break. Yes, Nithyananda. So, sorry for the small delay. Yes. So now all of you are going to be witnessing the live Sakshi Pramana of the power of third eye by the Balasins of the Nithyananda group. So along with me, I have Balasins Manitya Kaladharananda, who is 15 years old, and she is going to be demonstrating this power of third eye to all of you. And as all of you can see, I also have the medically tested eye band. In front is a complete opaque sheet, and behind is a thick spine. All of you can see that under it's completely covered, and there is no possible way of light entering. Yes. And it's all of you can see, we also have the side view camera. So you can see that there's nobody around us and that there is no possible way of Ma Kaladra being able to peek or anything. So all of you can see it's completely foolproof. Now I'm going to be placing this eye band on Ma Kaladra's eyes. So all of you can see I am putting the strap in eye band and placing it on. Yes. Ma Kaladra, are you comfortable? Yes. Yes, beautiful. I request you to turn to your right, left, up, and down. So all of you can see that there's no gap. It's beautiful. So now I request the the Facebook comments to be projected. Yes. Kaladra, you can go ahead and start feeding. Yes, so the latest comment is from Pramod. Yes, Pillai. She has posted. He has posted red color heart emoji and orange color heart emoji and the lightest goldenish color heart emoji and 3 namaste emojis. Beautiful. And Ma Shanti Bans has posted emoji of a girl holding a heart, and around either sides of her there are 6 hearts. One side has 5, and the other side has 6. Wow, beautiful! That was amazing. And Venu, sorry, Veena CHOONY has posted Nithyananda Paramashivoham. And Tirupparkavur Raman Swami has posted Om Namah Shivaya Namaha. And all of you saw that was so beautiful. It was a comment in Tamil posted in Tamil, and Ma Kaladra was able to read it through her third eye. Amazing. That was beautiful. Any one of you who wants to post any comments and test Ma Kaladra can go ahead and post any comments you want, and Ma Kaladra will be reading it through her third eye. I request the latest comments to be projected. Okay, that was a beautiful demonstration of the power of third eye. Now I'm going to be removing the eye band of Makaladra. All of you can see that there's no difference from the eye band. That was a very beautiful and extraordinary demonstration of the power of third eye. And it was so beautiful how just with the blessings and grace of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, how Makaladra was able to manifest this power of third eye. So how was it appearing to you, Makaladra? Why don't you go ahead and say?
Yes. So how Paramashivoham is that when so when I close my eyes in second and ask Swamiji what is the word or the emoji or the letter that the person has written, I will see it as I see the next word.
Wow, amazing. Did Swamiji tell you anything before that? Do you feel anything? How do you feel after manifesting this power?
Most of the time, he'll show himself. So I tell Paramashiva, then I'll be like, okay, fine, if he's showing himself, let me get blessings. Then only after I take blessings, he'll actually show the word.
And then after you take blessings, how do you feel?
More powerful.
Yes, wow. So beautiful how she's sharing just with the blessings of Paramashiva, with the darshan of Paramashiva. After bowing down to him, he reveals himself and shows what is in front of him. What is in front of him. Beautiful. That was an amazing sharing and an amazing demonstration of the power of third eye. And yes, due to the interest of time, we will not be having the power of body scanning or remote vision today. We complete with all of you for that. And we are now going to be concluding this power manifestation session. So thank all of you for joining us in this segment. Please stay tuned for the upcoming segments where you will be witnessing many more, where you will be understanding so many more truths about how to connect to Devi Parashakti, how to understand Devi Parashakti, and so much more. So please stay tuned for the upcoming sessions. Thank you. We are soon going to be having Ma Madhura joining with us.
Yes, Nithyananda everyone. So now all of us just saw a wonderful demonstration of the powers of third eye. So let us now move to the next segment where we will all be learning more about Devi Parashakti, and we will be learning how the world is today and what is the solution for the problems that the world is going through today. So let us look at the world today and the way forward.
And all of us know the current state of the world with the ongoing COVID pandemic. There is an estimated 0.002% of the population getting infected by COVID-19 per day. The total number of confirmed COVID-19 cases has increased to 233.5 million people as of the 1st of October 2021. And this includes 4.77 million deaths, confirmed deaths. And Healthline.com states that new COVID-19 cases have risen to more than 150,000 per day in the United States, and an average population increase per day in the United States is 174,893 people per day. So the rate of those getting infected is almost on average rate of the growth population.
And in the status quo, world population is to decline in 170 years, and that is only 3 generations ahead. So the total confirmed cases of COVID-19 is 3% of the population and rising daily at all times. And vaccination not known to be the solution or available at any time for the world. An average death per day is 126,500 at 0.562% of the world. And an average death per year is 44 million, and it is growing each year. So even if we just say for our understanding that the population growth per day and the death rate are moving at the same rate, we are looking at human civilization to decline in the next 3 generations.
And there needs to be a solution, a global solution that works across all national policies, as the COVID pandemic is affecting nearly every country across the globe, whether you are in America, Europe, Southeast Asia, Eastern Mediterranean, Western Pacific, or Africa. You have seen the effects of COVID-19 and this ongoing pandemic. So we need to find, as a humanity, a global solution that works across all national policies.
And according to the United Nations, a new scientific report from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change warns that we are on a crash course towards catastrophe if global temperatures are allowed to rise. The window to slow or even halt some of these worsening impacts is rapidly closing.
And so there have been immediate precautionary measures, methods that have been taken to protect ourselves, to quarantine and to lock down communities and places. It has not been effective. Following the local government's guidelines, regulations has, in some extent, been helpful, but it hasn't curbed the rate of infection to the level that we needed. Unfortunately, because of all of this, it has affected our survival needs, like food, clothes, shelter, and especially the less privileged whom we call poor, for whom resources are not immediately available, is also extremely dire in the moment. And the bereavement isolation, loss of income, and fear are triggering mental health conditions or exacerbating as the existing ones. People may be facing increased levels of alcohol and drug use, insomnia, and anxiety.
So, what caused the COVID-19? What is the karma that caused COVID-19? In a verse from the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, 4th Adhyaya, 4th Brahmana, and the 5th mantra, it defines karma in a verse, and it says, Yata kari yata chari tata bhavati sadhu kari sadhu bhavati papa kari papi bhavati punya punyena karmana bhavati papa papena. And the translation for this verse is, as it does, it and acts. So it becomes by doing good, it becomes good, and by doing evil, it becomes evil. It becomes virtuous through good acts and vicious through evil acts. And our greed to make life comfortable and luxurious is also one of another reason, which is part of the karma that has brought COVID-19. So 83% of wild mammals have become extinct, stopping the idea that the whole planet Earth belongs only to human race. So let us set a trend to moving to a nature-based lifestyle. We have forgotten that we share this world with others. So let us drop the idea that planet Earth is exclusively for us and set a trend of moving to a nature-based lifestyle.
And we've seen even the amount of resources that are needed to produce meat compared to the amount of resources that are needed to produce plant-based products. For example, beef consumes 15,000 liters of fresh water for produce 1 kg of beef. However, in plant-based foods, it's much, much less. Even, for example, lentils only use around 3,000 liters of water for 1 kg of food. So this is unfortunately extremely draining on the resources. And when you kill animals, when you keep the livestock and kill animals, not only you disturb the environment, you disturb the ecosystem by releasing so much of pain and suffering. So let us stop this karma.
So what is the permanent solution for this pandemic? As for Hinduism, the purpose of the world, the primary principle of the world is let us all coexist and celebrate our life. Ahimsa paramo dharma, which means non-violence is the ultimate natural law of life.
So what is the permanent solution for this pandemic? Let us stop all the actions of anger, lust, greed, pride, jealousy, and delusion. There's only the Hindu lifestyle, the lifestyle of apigraha, asaya, or ahimsa, the lifestyle of non-stealing, living with minimal and non-violence that can bring a permanent solution.
And every crisis that humanity has faced, every crisis that humanity faces, Hinduism has found solutions. Hinduism is a religion which has seen at least 5 complete wipeouts of the planet Earth and the wiping out of the civilization. And we have knowledge and we have recorded and documented every time when the civilization was wiped out and how we rebuilt it.
Let us look at some of the examples in our Hindu history, which when we have seen the destruction of the entire civilization and finally the rebuilding of that civilization. When Bhagavan Vishnu incarnated to bring the Vedas and Agamas back from the dark energy during the manifestation of the universe in the form of the fish, the Matsyavatara, and landed it on the planet Earth to give it to Lord Brahma. After the great deluge, Bhagavan Vishnu brought Manu's boat and the Vedagamas, the whole thing, and restarted the civilization. That is why the Pandya kingdom, the earliest kingdom, has a fish as the avatar, as the emblem. The Karikal is the place where the boat was brought to land by the Matsyavatara. From there, the whole Pandya civilization started. And during King Ravana's reign, around 7 crore people were living under his rule. Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra Prabhu incarnated to save the 54 deshas from the evil reign of the king. This is detailed in the Ramayana. And King Duryodhana almost led the world to nuclear collapse. And Bhagavan Sri Krishna incarnated to end the apocalypse. This is detailed in the epic poem, the Mahabharata. And finally, Bhagavan Mahadeva himself protected the sacred city of Varanasi. He promised, I will hold these people, protect them, even during the pralaya, even when the whole world is destroyed during the great deluge. I will hold everyone in the tip of my trishula.
And in the Upanishads, the rishis celebrate the happening of incarnations who come down to liberate people from crisis. And in the Taittiriya Upanishad, chapter 3, the Bhriguvali, section 10, the rishis sing and dance in the ecstasy of enlightenment and Kundalini awakening, and they sing, Ha vu ha vu ha vu, ahamannam ahamannam ahamannam, ahamannado ahamannado ahamannadaha.
Yes, and the rishis sang and danced in the ecstasy of enlightenment. These verses. The ultimate consciousness happens again and again as the Acharya, as the Guru, and as the incarnation. Paramashiva reaching out to liberate the individual soul from bondages through knowledge is Acharya. The Paramashiva reaching out to individual souls to liberate from bondages through initiation, the Shaktipada and Shaktipada is Guru. And Paramashiva reaching out to individual souls, intervening in their karmas, altering it, changing it, and even deleting it, completing it, and changing the happenings of the past, present, and future is Leela. And the manifestations who do these Leelas are incarnations.
And in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna also promises, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutanam dharmasya tadatmanam shujamyaham. Which means, whenever there is a decline in the consciousness, the collective, in the individual consciousness, the collective unconsciousness increases. To establish the righteousness of eternal consciousness, the signs of eternal bliss, dharma samstapanarthaya, I myself appear millennium after millennium. Sambhavami yuge yuge. So now, with that, let us now learn more about the form of Devi that we are celebrating today. We will be celebrating the form of Devi Brahmacharini and Devi in the Alankar of the Shayana Tirukolam. So let us now learn more about Devi Parashakti.
And as we are getting ready to continue the beautiful Navaratri celebration with the temple and having the blessings and grace of Bhaktivism manifesting as Devi Parashakti, you can take a few moments now to join as a member of Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda YouTube channel. Stay constantly connected and have access to exclusive content, and of course, to be able to ask your questions in the comment section video. So it's very simple process. You can go to Kailasa's SBH Nithyananda YouTube channel, and at the top you will see the join button next to the subscribe button. Go ahead and click that, and you can join as a member of Kailasa's SBH Nithyananda YouTube channel. You can choose any level of e-Kailashian you would like to be, whether bronze, silver, gold, platinum, or premium, whichever suits you best. You can choose that, and each level comes with exclusive content, and you can go ahead and select whichever level you want, and you can sign up and become a member of Kailasa's SBH Nithyananda YouTube channel. And when you have registered as a member of Kailasa's SBH Nithyananda YouTube channel, you will have the opportunity to ask your questions to Devi Parashakti, Bhagavan Sundareshwara during the live Akashic readings and the Paramashivoham Samadhi Darshan directly to Swamiji, who will be answering and attending to all of your prayers. So you can ask your questions during the live darshan. And you can also ask your questions on YouTube in the YouTube comment section of the, you can ask your questions also on Facebook in the Facebook comment section of the live video. And you can ask your questions on Twitter by go ahead and following at Sri Nithyananda on Twitter. And you can ask your questions, you reply to the tweet with the hashtag Ask the Avatar. You can also ask your questions on Instagram, and you can ask in the comment section of the photo for the day with whatever questions you would like to be answered. And lastly, you can ask your questions on WhatsApp. So you can visit kailasa.org, and you can ask your questions in the WhatsApp chat box. All of these ways you can ensure that you are asking your questions to Devi Parashakti, Bhagavan Sundareshwara, and ensuring that you are being attended to. And rest assured, whether you get your questions answered or not, you will surely be attended to.
Yes. So now let us learn about the form of Devi Parashakti as Brahmacharini. So Devi Brahmacharini is a form of goddess Parvati, and after her self-immolation in her previous birth as Sati, she took birth again, and this time she was born to the king of the mountains in the Himalayas. And in this birth, she came to be known as Parvati. And in this birth, Parvati became Brahmacharini. Brahm over here means tapasya, and Charini means a female devotee. So Brahmacharini means an ardent female devotee. So one day Parvati was visited by Narad Muni, and Narad Muni told her that in this birth too you can get married to Lord Shiva, but for that you will need to do severe penance. At once Parvati decided that she is ready for any kind of penance.
Devi Paramashivoham went into severe penance. It was no ordinary tapasya. Her tapasya went on for thousands and thousands of years. For the first 1,000 years, she only ate fruits and flowers. For the next 100 years, she only ate vegetables. For the next 3,000 years, Devi Brahmachari only ate dried leaves. This kind of tapasya or penance was very different. Nobody had ever seen this kind of tapasya. And after the 3,000 years where she ate only leaves, she went on to eat nothing. She gave up water, she gave up food, and her purpose of life became severe penance.
And after so many years of penance, Lord Brahma was pleased and he visited her and blessed her, saying that due to her penance, Lord Shiva too was pleased, and they had Lord Brahma's blessings. And soon they both of them could get married in this birth. And Brahmacharini, the form of Brahmacharini is this symbol of immense sacrifice, penance, and solitude and purity. And by chanting a small mantra, you will be blessed with the benefits of the benefits of chanting this mantra will bestow upon one the beauty and kindness of the soul and the body. And the chant that says this, the shloka that says that you can chant is Dadanakar Padma Bhyam Kshamala Kamandalu Devi Prasidatu Mai Brahmachari Nyanuttamam. And the meaning is, O Goddess Brahmachari holds rosary and kamandalu in her hands, please on me.
Let us understand Devi Parashakti's Leelas from the Chandi Stotram, the Devi Mahatma Leela.
Yes, we can go to the previous slide. So in the Devi Mahatmyam, chapter 6, the 6th chapter details the demon king Shumba and Nishumba sending their chieftain Dhumralochana to fight Devi Parashakti. And Devi said, "You are sent by the Lord of Asuras, mighty yourself and accompanied by an army. If you thus take me by force, then what can I do to you?" Then the Rishi said, thus told, the Asura Dhumalochana rushed towards her, and thereupon Ambika reduced him to ashes with a mere heave of the sound hum.
Then the great army of Asuras became enraged and showered on Ambika the sharp arrows, javelins, and axes. Then the lion, the vehicle of Devi, the Vahana of Devi, shaking its mane in anger and making the most terrific roar, fell on the army of the Asuras. Some of the Asuras it slaughtered with a blow of its forepaw, others with its mouth, and other great Asuras by treading over with its hind legs.
The lion, with its claws, tore out the hearts of some and severed heads with a blow of the paw, and it severed arms and heads from others, and shaking its mane, drank the blood from the hearts of others. In a moment, all the army was destroyed by the spirited and exceedingly enraged lion who bore the Devi.
And this whole story demonstrates Devi Parashakti's compassion in liberating us from our delusion and insensitivity. The irony of this happening is that in the beginning, King Shumba and Queen Shumba wanted to marry Devi and sent their messengers to woo her. But just as she declined, the rage of the desires not getting fulfilled, the same kings tried to attack her. In our lives also, blinded by greed and desires, we fail to see we are hurting the ones that we desire.
Yes, we can go to the next. So most of the decisions that we make, every moment we make unconsciously. We make thousands of decisions unconsciously in a day, whether it is thinking or talking or doing. It is done unconsciously without awareness.
And that is the reason we are not able to connect the cause and the effect of many of the things that happen in our lives. We always think we have been dished out unfair results. We are blissfully unaware that it was we who caused the effect. We make it happen by way of unconscious living and end up incurring more karma.
And there is a way to again and again remind ourselves not to collect karma and to live without the influence of the earlier incurred karma. The first step is to have a clear understanding that karma is powerless in the presence of an incarnation.
So now let us understand the supreme concept of Hinduism, Jagat Mahasanidana, as the Nijavatara of Devi Parashakti.
So the Kailasa of the Shyamala Pita Sarvagnipitam's rare and sacred lineage of pontiffs has been systematically carried over in an unbroken progression from ages, and the chosen emissaries of Lord Paramashiva and the Guru Mahasanidhanams of Kailasa and the Shyamala Pita Sarvagnipitam are the direct representatives of the cosmos.
On the 27th of April 2012, Srila Shri Nithyananda Shri Jnana Sambandha Deshika Paramacharya Swamigal was formally appointed as the 293rd Guru Mahasanidhan of the Kailasa Shamala Pita Sarvagnipitam and is the lawful successor, descendant, and inheritor invested with all the powers, duties, obligations to perform the rituals, spiritual, religious, and customary rites vested in the Kailasonata Shamla Vidyasattakirtam and has been reviving its spiritual, religious, and linguistic epicenters to its glory since. So let us now watch a short video of the history of the Kailasonata Shamla Vidyasattakirtam, the very kingdom of Meenakshi, Devi Meenakshi, and Bhagavan Sareshwara.
Yes, we apologize for the technical glitch. So we will now be watching a video on the history of Madurai, the Kailasa Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Ancient temple town of Madurai in southern India boasts of a 2,500-year-old history of spirituality. Historians trace Madurai's existence back to the 3rd century BC, making it one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities of the world. Legend says that Madurai was established by the cosmic mother herself, who incarnated as Princess Meenakshi, daughter of the pious king Malayadwaja Pandian. An able queen and a fearless warrior, Meenakshi expanded her empire right up to Kailash in current China. But when she came face to face with the Lord of Kailash, Shiva himself, she recognized him as her eternal consort and dropped her arms to become Shiva's companion for life.
Along with Shiva, also known as Sundareshwara or the beautiful Lord, Meenakshi reigned over her kingdom for a glorious 166 years.
In course of time, with the rise of Jainism as a religious force, Madurai too fell to its powerful influence, and Shaivism all but vanished from the sacred kingdom where Shiva himself had once walked the earth. The renaissance of Shaivism in Madurai was the sacred task of a child incarnation, Tirunjana Sambandar, one of the 4 visionary saints of Shaiva Siddhanta tradition. The story goes that as a baby, Tirunjana Sambandar was once nourished by the milk of enlightenment from the cosmic mother herself. This child prodigy arrived in Madurai to effortlessly defeat the learned Jain monks with his wisdom, healing powers, and spiritual prowess, and restored Madurai to her beloved religion, Shaivism, by reviving the ancient Madurai Adinam and the Meenakshi temple, which had fallen to desolate ruin. Madurai Adinam is today the world's oldest living Hindu organization, with a recorded history alone spanning a glorious 1,500 years and an unbroken lineage of illustrious pontiffs to this very day. Over the centuries, Madurai Adinam has been patronized by the likes of Tipu Sultan, Robert Nobili, and the poet saint Vallalar. The pontiff of the Madurai Adinam is known by the title Guru Mahasannidhanam and inherits the responsibility of carrying forward the traditions of Tirunjana Sambandhar's sacred work.
On 27th April 2012, a new era began in the history of Madurai Adinam. The 292nd Pontiff, Srila Sri Arunagirinatha Jnana Sambandha Desika Paramacharya Swamigal, guided by intuition and inducement by Lord Shiva, coronated a charismatic young saint as the 293rd Pontiff of the Madurai Adinam.
An accomplished yogi, a pragmatic social visionary, and an adept in mystical sciences. His Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda is revered as a divine incarnation by millions worldwide. Within weeks of his ascent to the sacred throne, he brought about sweeping changes to the Adinam, including the renovation of the ancient monastery, Annadan, free food for thousands every day, free medical camps, yoga classes, scriptural study, spiritual healing, and meditation programs. The traditional Adinam now has a website, and thousands participate in the morning worship and spiritual talks via live streaming and two-way video conferencing. Vast properties belonging to the Adinam are being reclaimed from illegal encroachment. Its numerous temples are being restored to sanctity, and the neighboring villages are being adopted with basic amenities, education and medical care being provided for all. His Holiness dreams of an authentic Vedic Renaissance for which India has already waited too long.
Here, I take the commitment of making Madurai Adinam as an international religious organization. We will fulfill all the responsibilities of Madurai Adinam, make Hindu tradition, Saiva tradition alive, revived, lived, celebrated all over the world.
With a brand new pontiff at its helm, Madurai Adinam promises to be more than just another traditional monastery. As a whole generation turns to spirituality for answers, the changes at Madurai Adinam mirror the changing role of spiritual organizations today as power centers and guiding forces, forging the enlightened government of the new world.
Yes. So that was a beautiful video on the history of the Madurai Adinam. So let us now look at more contributions done to the world by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And let us also see various heads who have spoken about the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, various heads of akhadas and maths who have spoken about the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So the 292nd Pontiff of Madurayadinam Sri Arunagirinath Jnana Sambandadeshika Paramacharya Swami is the predecessor to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in the esteemed Guru-based tradition of the Kingdom of Kailasa Shantashyamala Pita Seventy Pitam, the Madurayadinam, since 2012. And the 292nd Guru Mahasanidhanam has had the divine vision of Lord Shiva and Devi Meenakshi, who both instructed him to coordinate the avatar as his successor, the 293rd Guru Mahasanidhanam. And historic record of the Madurayadinam introduces the successor, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam. We can go to the next slide. And here you can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism being coronated as the 293rd Jagadguru Mahasanidhanam of the Kailasa Shyamala Pita Sarvagya Pitam. And here you can see as the 293rd Guru Mahasanidhanam of Madurai, the oldest Hindu papal state and the monastic kingdom, at the age of 14. So this picture is from 2012. And here you can also see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as the declared as the successor of the Arunachala Sarvagya Pitam by the Guru Parampara at the age of 16 on the 24th of May 1994. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism founded the mission of Nityananda Sangha to revive Kailasa internationally at the age of 21 in 1999. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism founded the Adi Kailasa Sarvagya Pitam at the age of 24 on the 4th of November 2002. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was declared as the successor of the Bhagyanagar Shripura Sarvagya Pitam at the age of 26 on the 1st of January 2004. And here you can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism being coordinated as the incumbent emperor of Suryavamshi Samrajyam of the Suryavamsha lineage at the age of 26 on the 31st of December 2004. And here you can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, who is the reviver of the Adi Pallava Sarvagya Pitam at the age of 20. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been coordinated as the successor of the Kashi Sarvagya Pitam at the age of 30 in 2008. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has officially been coordinated as the Mahamandaleshwar of the Mahanirvani Akada, the largest apex monastic order. And he is the youngest Mahamandaleshwar who was coordinated at the age of 35 in 2013. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been declared as the Acharya Mahamandaleshwar of the Attalakada, the oldest monastic order in Hinduism, by the Acharya Mahamandaleshwar Sukadevanandaji, and the then incumbent spiritual head. And Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was declared as Acharya Mahamandaleshwar at the age of 35 in 2013. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been coordinated as the Guru Mahasanidhanam to Tanjavur Adinam at the age of 36 in 2014. He has been coordinated as the Guru Mahasanidhanam of Tiruvarur Adinam at the age of 36 in 2014. And he has been coordinated as the Guru Mahasanidhanam of Vedaranyam Adinam at the age of 36. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been coordinated as the Guru Mahasanidhanam of Dharmamukti Swargapuram Adinam at the age of 37 in 2015. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been coordinated as the Guru Mahasanidhanam of the Adi Kaltamata at the age of 37, Adi Pira Kaltamata at the age of 37 in 2015. And the Supreme Point of Hinduism has been declared as the Supreme Point of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 Hindu leaders in the world, around the world. And he is revered as the most prolific, most viewed guru in the digital world, and is read and watched by 1 billion plus followers in Hinduism. And Kailasa has the world's greatest digital Hindu nation with over 1 billion views. So here you can see 1,120 Facebook pages, 50 websites, 102 Instagram channels, 70 initiatives, 458 YouTube channels, 128 Twitter channels, and much more. And 26 years of relentless humanitarian services and initiatives, including, have been contributed by the Supreme Court of Hinduism, including free vegetarian food banks, medical services, natural disaster relief, women empowerment initiatives, conflict resolution. And the Supreme Court of Hinduism has authored 300 books and 10,000 articles in 3 different languages, which are English, Tamil, and Sanskrit, which are translated into 50 languages with over 1,000 titles. So here you can see English and French. And various other languages as well, such as Tamil and Spanish. And over 20 million copies of these books and articles have been sold, read, and downloaded. And the Supreme Court of Hinduism has established the largest Hindu university with over 1 million books, 1 million Pali scriptures, and over 20 million digital books. And over 10,000 hours of discourses have been given by the Supreme Court of Hinduism with over 1 billion views on social media. And the Supreme Court of Hinduism has been respected as a commentator of all sacred scriptures such as Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Shiva Sutras, Yoga Sutras, Ashtavakra Gitas, Jain Sutras, and much more. And the Supreme Court of Hinduism has been honored as a leader of Hinduism, the most awarded internationally recognized Hindu leader. And the Supreme Court of Hinduism has been acclaimed as one of the top 100 spiritually influential living personalities by Watkins' Mind, Body, Spirit magazine. And the Supreme Court of Hinduism is the reviver of the sovereign order of Kailasa, led by the Supreme Court of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, and the Nithyananda order of monks, nuns, and Hindu diaspora, who are working for global peace and to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. And the Supreme Court of Hinduism is the establisher of the largest Hindu university in the world with satellite campuses in 150 countries. And is the establisher of 1,000 plus Kailasa enlightenment ecosystems. Founder and reviver of over 107 new peetams around the world. And the Supreme Court of Hinduism has been spoken about many various heads of the various akhadas and mats. So the late Mahant Narendra Guruji, president of the largest apex body of Hinduism, Akhila Bharatiya Akhada Parishad, the group of 13 akhadas, and over 2 crore sadhus, monks in India, welcomes the Supreme Court of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, as one day the Supreme Court of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, Swamiji, is going to be called the Vishwa Guru, the Guru of the world, of the whole world. And he is going to be the spiritual guide for the world, and peace will spread in the world. People are not yet aware of the energy of Swamiji. In reality, Swamiji is the Swarupa form of Bhagavan, God. And we are offering prayers not just to a Guru, but to an embodiment of Bhagavan. I am sure that Swamiji must have done intense penance, tapas in his childhood and merged into God, as a result of which he is expressing this divine power of God. And Sri Shantivira Mahaswamiji is who is the head of the Kolda Mata, the oldest recorded Mata in Karnataka, dating back to more than 6,500 years, declares with his authority, whenever humanity falls into suffering and pain, Ishwar the Divine himself does austerities, tapas, for their upliftment. Ishwar is the embodiment of the divine light. Nithyanandaji Maharaj is seated as the embodied divine light, spreading world peace and serving the whole of humanity from India. Nithyanandaji is a treasure house of jnana, sacred knowledge. And now, let us move to the next segment where all of you will be learning how Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam has happened as the Guru. Wait. Sorry for the technical glitch. I think we had some glitch with the audio. So you can now do this internalization exercise where you can pen down all your identities and the names and the identities that you associate with yourself. Pen down who are you. So pen down all the names you associate yourself with, what you call you, what others call you, how you'd rather be called anything. For example, Manu, Chotu, Sarita, David. Pen down the words, the adjectives you use to describe you. For example, smarty pants, cool. Pen down the words, the relationships used to describe you. For example, sister, sister disciple, colleague, mother, wife, daughter, sister-in-law. Pen down your titles, career-related affiliations. For example, director, professor, educator, scientist, committee member, chair, advisor, doctor. Pen down any honors, memories you use to describe you. For example, youngest professor, tennis player, Lilliput. Take a couple of minutes to pen down who are you.
All your three eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Now, as a next step, contemplate who are you. So, who are you? Go back to read what you have written. Every association to describe yourself is in relation with your body, its description, its capabilities. Yes? But do you agree that list is not comprehensive? It doesn't include your ideas, your beliefs, your views on democracy, what you call your ideals. Contemplate while you think you are your ideals, but at the same time, you're describing yourself through the idea of body. And now, step 3, introspect. Who are you? Let's go one more step further. The ideas, the beliefs, they were 5 years ago. Let's take a few examples to answer these. Did you agree with the country policy a year ago, 5 years ago, 20 years ago? Did you agree that global warming was real? Do you remember how you functioned at 10, at 15, at 25, and now? Surely those beliefs have changed. And just look, had you grown up in a different country, your beliefs, food, taste, lifestyle would be totally opposite. So now, let us contemplate on who are you and introspect who are you. So let us take a couple of minutes to do this exercise. Contemplate on who are you. Go back to read what you have written and contemplate.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
So now, introspect. Neither are you the body, because you're not just the name that someone gives you. Neither are you the beliefs as they are changing. Neither are you your profession or your country's citizen or your family or your friends. All these just describe one aspect of you. You are intelligence. The Upanishad says, Prajnanam Brahma. So, with this understanding of the consciousness and the intelligence, as we can heal ourselves, let us watch a brief video where Swamiji explains the science. We can watch many of these videos where Swamiji has explained the science of healing our body through just the higher consciousness. So he's explained the science in depth in various videos that have been made available on the official YouTube channel, the Kailasa HDH YouTube channel. So we invite each and every one of you to watch the videos that Swamiji has spoken about, where he's given us the science of health and the science of being able to heal ourselves. So with this, now we'll be getting ready for the next segments of this program as we get ready to receive the darshan of Devi Parashakti herself, the various rituals happening in the sacred space of Adi Kailasa. So we'll get ready for the next segments and get ready to receive the darshan and witness the grand celebrations of Navaratri from Adi Kailash. So we'll be now moving to the next segments as we prepare for the darshan.
So as Devi Parashakti gracing us with various manifestations, various Divya Alankaram, how we are all going to participate in these manifestations and get the grace of the Devi. And various Alankaram, various manifestations of Devi, Rajarajeshwari, Devi Parashakti as Rajarajeshwari graced us on the day one. And on the day 2, Devi graced us with the Meenakshi. On the day 3, Devi graced us with the Kamakshi. And then Annapurneshwari, Vishalakshi, and China Tirukkolam are Brahmacharini, and Mahalakshmi next, Durga Devi, and finally Saraswati. So what are the various offerings that we all can participate and get the grace and infinite blessings from these various offerings? The Mahaganapati Homa, Utsava Ambal, Alankara Seva, and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Vishesha Ambal Alankara Seva, Utsava Ambal Vishesha Shodashopachara Puja, Chandi Homa Vishesha Dravya Homa and Purnahuti, Dasha Bhairava Puja, Kumari Puja, Suhasini Puja, which happens all the 9 days, and Durga Prana Pratishta, which is going to happen on 7th day, and Durga Saptami Puja, and Durga Saptami, Ashtami, Navami Puja, Arati, and Devi Mahatyam Parayanam all the 9 days, and Durga Ashtami Puja, Durga Navami Puja, and Ayudha Puja on the Vijayadashami day, and Maha Naivedya Seva on Vijayadashami day, and Pada Puja to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism on Vijayadashami day, and Tulabharam on Vijayadashami day, Utsava Venkateshwara. We also having the Venkateshwara Brahmosam simultaneously happening in all these auspicious days. So Utsava Venkateshwara Alankara Seva, Utsava Venkateshwara Navakalasha Abhishekam. So now let us understand more details of these various sevas and what are the meaning and what are the scriptural references for these sevas.
So the Alankara Seva is Alankara means decoration and also that which causes the deep sense of fulfillment. Alamkara, Alam Karoti iti Alankara. So you can offer the Alankara Seva to the various deities in Adi Kailash during this time of Navaratri. And you can sign up for any of these sevas on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. And let us see the various Alankara Sevas that can be offered during these celebrations of Navaratri. And the cost for each Alankara Seva is $508. You can sign up for these Sevas.
Then every day the Utsava Murti of Parashakti is decorated in her various different manifestations. Offering of the Alankara Seva to the deity of Parashakti bestows the deep fulfillment in life, thereby taking us closer to the Guru who liberates us from the cycle of birth and death. The Utsava Ambal Alankara Seva cost is $508. Then next offering is the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Vishesha Ambal Devi Alankara Seva. Every day, the Sachala Murti of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in the Garbha Mandir of the Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Devalayam is decorated in the various manifestations of Parashakti. Offering of the Alankara Seva to the deity of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism bestows the deep fulfillment and thereby taking us closer to the Guru who liberates us from the cycle of birth and death. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Garbha Mandir, Vishesha Alankara Seva as Devi's manifestations every day. The cost is $508.
And the next offering is the Utsava Ambal Vishesha Shodashopachara Puja.
The Utsava Murti of Parashakti is decorated in her various manifestations and is worshipped with the 16 offerings that are favorite to Parashakti. As part of it, a special Samputita Archana will be offered with the 108 names of her manifestations describing her divine qualities. Samputita Karana is unique to the Shakti Sampradaya, where two mantras are merged together to offer worship. A select verse from Devi Mahatmyam will be merged with the 108 names of Devi Parashakti and the Archana is offered. So you can register for this offering of the Utsava Ambal Vishesha Shodakshopachara Puja on the website www.kailasamela.com/sevas, and the cost of this seva is $1,008.
One of these very special, say, the fire ritual, that is Chandi Homa or Durga Saptasati Homa, the Chandi Homa, and with the Vishesha Dravya Homa and Purnahuti. So what is the significance of offering the Chandi Homa? Chanting Sanskrit mantras brings out the latent powers that exist within us. Sanskrit mantras, when chanted by power manifestations, Dvijas, are those who are reborn from the Shaktipata of Paramashiva. They manifest intense life positive blessings, literally clearing the air of any fire ritual. We have to have the cosmic permission to invoke Chandika Parameshwari in the Agni and worship her. While chanting the Devi Mahatyam, the fire ritual demands the japam or incarnation. Chanting japam or incantation, chanting of the Devi to be repeated 10 times to bring a cosmic allowance to invoke Chandi Devi in the Agni. In order to do oblations into Chandi Agni for the 700 verses of Devi Mahatyam, the repetition of chanting the 700 verses should happen 10 times. This is what is known as Dashamsha. It is a powerful way to consecrate the very Vatavarana, that is spiritual ecosystem of the Yajna Shala of the praise of the fire worship. The group will be chanting 10 times repetition of the Devi Mahatyam, the Chandi Parayana, in the Yajna Shala before the sacred water pot within which Chandika Parameshwari is invoked. The veneration can bring life positive effects to anyone who hears these sacred shlokas.
And the Savaranas, the surrounding energies, the Devatas, the Shaletis of Chandika Parameshwari, are invoked in numerous water pots surrounding the Pradhana main Kalasha of Chandika Parameshwari. The Yagashala is described in the scriptures to be in a 9x9 grid format, which has the Pradhana Kalasha as the central square of the Mandala grid. The Toranam represents the 4 Vedas protecting the Yagashala for negative energies to be warded off. The 4 Vedas are the most life positive vibrations that create a protective environment. Each Veda is involved in a firewall. The Toranam is a garland of leaves from selection of trees prescribed by the Agamas. The occurrence of the Banyan, people, Atti and Purusu in scripture is always associated with auspiciousness.
Trees grow in a particular environment. That ecosystem is not just including physical features of soil type, and animal habitation, but also the very spiritual energies that exist in that particular environment. These 4 trees create an extremely spiritual and peaceful canopy to the beings who live under them. The leaves from these spiritual charged faces can hold positive thought currents that powerfully repel negative energies. When enhanced with the Veda mantras, they further energized in the Yajna Shala.
And The Vishesha Dravya Homa is the offering of all the Satvika Guna foods into the Agni Kunda. The gods of Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, and Ananta are invoked within the Agni Kunda. The Agni Kunda's top is said to be the very mouth of the gods, while the pit below is the stomach of the gods. In the Vishesha Dravya Homa, various fruits, cooked rice, the coconut is offered as it represents the head of the Devata. Finally, the Annam is adorned with clothing and flower garlands and is worshipped as the embodiment of the Devata.
In the Purnahuti Homa, the conclusion of the Chandi Homa, the select offerings of turmeric, kumkum, and favorite dry fruits of Devi, such as almonds, raisins, cashews, and various other dry fruits, are offered into the Chandi Agni right before the final offerings of Purnahuti, which includes a sari, a silver mangalyam, a silver coin, and flower garland for Chandika Devi. The Mangalya Sutra is an auspicious thread that is tied when a woman marries. This thread, as a medallion that symbolizes the chastity and elevates the woman as a goddess, a literal embodiment of Parashakti herself. This is the offering of silver, the highest metal that can hold and radiate energy. It is one of the rarest offerings made into the Chandi Agni, when the metal itself is consumed by the Agni and given to the cosmic energy directly.
And in the Devi Mahatmyam, the various benefits of Chandi Homa are described and extolled in the various verses of Devi Mahatmyam. And the verse from Devi Mahatmyam also describes
the various benefits, yes, of the Chandi Homa.
Can we see the previous slide? No? Let's go back to the previous slide.
Yes.
Yes. So the Shastra Pramana from Devi Mahatmyam, this verse describes Ittam yada yada pada danavota bhavishyati tada tadavatiryaham karishyamyashrisham shayam. And the translation of this verse, it says, whenever trouble arises due to the advent of the demons, I shall incarnate and destroy the foes. And this is a commitment that Devi herself is giving in Devi Mahatmyam to happen again and again. She incarnates and destroys the demons and foes, and various other verses extol these benefits further. Let us see some of the benefits that are described in the Devi Mahatmya, the benefits of offering Chandi Homa. So here it says in the 12th chapter, the second verse, it says, Devi will remove all the problems of the devotee, the devotee can avoid all untoward happenings in life, avoid bad happenings and poverty, separation from beloved ones, removal of fear from enemies, robbers and kings, weapons, fire and flood, saves from all epidemic calamities and natural calamities. And without doubt, all troubles are removed by Devi if this Homa is done during the Navaratri. The participant is blessed with grains, riches, and children. And these are as the verses described, the benefits described in the Devi Mahatmya, verses 12 and 13 of the 12th chapter. And for the verses, the 14th verse described, one becomes fearless, enemies perish, welfare accrues, and family rejoices. And various other benefits, innumerable benefits of the Chandi Homa are extolled in the Devi Mahatmya.
The ill effects of bad dreams and negative influences of planets are removed. This is according to the Devi Mahatyam, chapter 12, verse 16. Devi herself says, the planets turn favorable and results of good dreams manifest. This according to the Devi Mahatyam, chapter 12, verse 17. And according to the chapter Devi Mahatyam, chapter 12, verse 18, it's Devi says, completion manifests in between human beings. And in the Devi Mahatyam, chapter 12, verse 20, Devi extols that the presence of all evil spirits are driven away. And Devi Mahatyam, the verse 37 says, the translation of that verse is all the world pleasures that are sought manifest, and also the supreme union with the cosmic mother happens. And one becomes siddha, that is, one becomes enlightened.
And Devi Mahatyam further describes in the 12th chapter that Devi's grace happens and bestows the various benefits as below: manifestation of perfect health and removal of all sins. Fear of enemies is removed. One is saved even from the dangers of being alone in the forest, surrounded by forest fire, surrounded by robbers in a desolate spot, while captured by enemies. And one is even saved from.
So one is saved even from the dangers and protected by Devi when chased by a lion or tiger, when chased by wild elephants in the forest, when one is the target of the order of wrathful king, when one is sentenced to death, when one is imprisoned, and when one is tossed out about in a boat by a tempest in the ocean, and when one is the most terrible battle under the shower of weapons, and all the dreadful troubles. All the trouble Devi extolled specifically mention of what are all the troubles that we may incur or we are under, and Devi gracefully says that all the dreadful troubles I will remove. Devi extol all this on the Devi Mahatyam, chapter 12, from the various verses.
And the Devi Mahatyam further describes that in the offering of the Chandi Homa, the benefits of offering the Chandi Homa, where Devi grace success in litigation to be achieved. Untoward death doesn't happen for him, and after natural death he attains moksha, and all the world pleasures that are sought manifest, and also the supreme union with the cosmic mother happens. Evil possessions haunting children are removed. The presence of evil spirits are driven away, and a completion manifests in between human beings. So the Devi Mahatmyam sings the glory of Devi effects of the Chandi Homa, as told in the Devi Mahatmya.
So the Chandi Homa, all these various benefits that we have seen are extolled in the Devi Mahatyam. Devi herself says in the various verses of the chapter 12. So offer the Chandi Homa, it is $5,008 and avail these benefits. The next offering is Rajarajeshwari Ekadasha Dravya Abhishekam and Snapana Abhishekam. This is a very special offering where, as per the Shakta Agamas, 11 types of dravyams of abhishekams, items such as rice flour, turmeric powder, jala dravya powder, panchamritam, milk, curd, ghee, honey, sugarcane juice, fruit juice, tender coconut water, and gandha jalam will be offered to the Moolavar, the main deity of the Rajarajeshwari in the Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Devalayam, Adi Kailasa Sarvajna Peetam. Finally, the energized waters of the Chandi Homa, Kalashas, and the Shanka, the corn, which have been consecrated during the entire day by various powerful mantras and rituals, are offered onto the deity of Sri Rajarajeshwari. The Rajarajeshwari Ekadasha Dravya Abhishekam and Snapana Abhishekam, the cost is $1,008 US.
And another rare offering that can be offered during this time of Navaratri is the Kumari Puja, the Dashabhairava Puja, and the Suvasini Puja. This is one of the rarest of the rituals when Devi Parashakti is invoked in living persons and worshipped. Through the initiation and blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Swamiji, the 9 forms of Devi manifest in the women and the children present for the puja, and as they all accept our offerings and worship. Hinduism is a religion where everything is auspicious and is an embodiment of Parashakti. When one witnesses the worship of a physical body, which is radiating Parashakti, the highest auspicious thought currents that occur in that person will be mirrored in our brain as well. A heightened feeling connection to Parashakti will manifest when we see her in a physical form, receiving our worship. And you can register for this offering of the www.kailasamela.com/sevas.
Then the next offering is Kumari Puja, Dasha Bhairava Puja, and Suvasini Puja. Each are different sevas. And the Kumari Puja, that all these 3 pujas happens every day, all the 9 days. Kumari Puja is the children are the pure manifestations of Parashakti with an innocent powerfulness through which the divine can be glimpsed. Parashakti's own extensions as the Kumaris, the young girls. Then the next is a Dasha Bhairava Puja. This puja is offered to young boys who are blessed by and initiated by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to radiate powerful manifestations of Parashakti of Dasha Bhairavas. And next is the Suvasini Puja. Also, the happens every day. The married women who are initiates of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism sit as the form of Parashakti. This unique revival of worship is one of the rarest where Parashakti is actualized and is embodied and represents as an actual physical body of a Suvasini. As the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism says, women are an embodiment of Parashakti. Here is a unique ritual in Hinduism recreating the same sacred sentiments Sri Ramakrishna had when he offered the Jadadhatri Puja to Sri Sharada Devi. So all these 3 sevas happens every day. The Kumari Puja, Dasha Bhairava Puja, and Suvasini Puja happens every day, all the 9 days. You can register, and the cost for each seva is $1,008 US.
The next offering that we can offer to Devi Parashakti during these 9 days of celebration, especially to Devi Durga, is the Durga Pratima Prana Pratishtapana. And the Kularnava Tantra describes in detail the worship of Durga Devi, which is made out of clay. The Agamic injunctions prescribe details on the way clay should be procured. They describe exactly from which land the mud should be procured. These grand deities are made with the exact proportion as per the Shastras and are colored and decorated in the exact depiction of Durga Devi slaying the demon Mahishasura. This deity is an icon of Hindu feminism, where the cosmic mother, the cosmic feminine, vanquishes the mass negativity. Tremendous amounts of energy lands when Durga Devi receives Prana Pratishtapana by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Swamiji. So you can register for this ritual of Durga Pratima Prana Pratishtapana on the website www.kailasamela.com/sevas, and the cost for this offering of this seva is $2,508.
The next is the Durga Saptami Puja. The tradition of Durga Puja is an ancient way for anyone to receive the grace and blessings of Paramashakti. When she manifests powerfully in the cosmos during the nights of Navaratri, the Durga Puja is described in the Kularnava Tantra and is done with a great pride and devotion in the traditions of Bengal. Durga Puja is an elaborate and intimate ritual where Bhagavati Durga graces and worship with all the best of the best offerings described in the Agamas. The family of Bhagavati Durga, Ganesha, Subramanya, Saraswati, along with the other respective Vahanas, all are worshipped and celebrated in the puja. This puja comprises of Mahasnana, Shodashopachara Puja, Arati. These are the sacred baths and the elaborate and grand offerings and the grand waving of light lamps, the Arati. This puja is described in such detail and done preparing all year.
And the next offering during these Navaratri celebrations is the Durga Puja Arati, which is offered on Saptami, Ashtami, and Navami. The offering of the Deeparadhana is the offering of flames in various towered lamps. The Gopurarati is numbered, representing the 108 different nadis or energy centers in one's body. The Jyoti or lamp has the unique ability to dispel darkness. And when we light these towered lamps and offer them to our beloved deities, the lamps awaken and align our energy centers to receive the darshan of the deities. The upliftment of our energies and senses through combination of lit lamps and the rhythmic ragas of Nadaswaram and Tawil take us to a surreal experience of the deity's darshan and transports us to the authentic experience of Kailasa's ambience. So you can offer the Durga Puja Arati on Saptami, Ashtami, and Navami, and you can register on the website. Yes, and sorry about the technical glitch. Yeah, so
Sorry with the technical glitch. So the next offering is Devi Mahatya Parayana. Devi Mahatyam, the glory of the, literally means the glory of the goddess, is also known as the Durga Saptasati, Chandi or Chandi Homa, describes the victory of the goddess Durga over the evil forces such as Madhukaitap, Mahishasura, Dungalochana, Chandamunda, Raktabija, Shumba Nishumba. Devi Mahatyam is the very definition of the nature of the Divine Mother. She is the Moola Prakriti, the root nature of all that manifests. She is the force that drives everything in the universe. Devi Mahatyam is also significant in that it regards various forms of the Devi, running from the fearsome and dangerous Kali to the benign and gentle Sri, as fundamentally unified. The 10 priests will be chanting the Devi Mahatyam, which makes it a total of 7,000 verses every day. Offering of the Devi Mahatya Parayanam is $508.
And the next offering is the Durga Ashtami Puja. This ritual is the recreation of the cosmological event when Durga Devi slayed the demon Mahishasura. The event when mass negativity was removed by Devi on the time transition between Saptami and Ashtami. This is the Sandhi. And at this time, a grand puja is offered to Durga Devi along with Lakshmi, Saraswati, Ganesha, and Subramanya. When these cosmological events are recreated at the same time in history, the stars and celestial bodies are in the same position as they were years ago. The same possibilities of events happen. The same mass negativity will be attended to by the cosmic mother. These rituals are the times when the same energies of the cosmos manifest as a divine clairvoyance and clear the mass negativity from the planet. And you can make this offering of the Durga Ashtami Puja on the website.
The next offering is Ashtami Kumari Puja. Kumari Puja is the ritual done before Devi Durga when a young girl is decorated and worshipped as the embodiment and a presentation of Durga Devi. This is one of the rarest pujas when the cosmic mother comes in the form of a young girl to accept our worship and devotion. This is one of the sweetest and most beautiful rituals to witness, especially after the powerful Sandhi Puja. The ferocious energy of Durga Devi is pacified as she appears as a young girl, accepting our prayers and worship. The same gratitude and reverence all of the gods had for Devi for removing Mahishasura is remembered as the puja is offered to Devi as Kumari. So the scriptural reference for this is Sarvaswarupe Sarveshe Sarvashakti Samanvide, O Queen of all, you who exists in the form of all and possesses every night, save us from terror, O Devi. Salutations to you, Devi Durga. Devi Mahatyam, chapter 11, verse 24.
And the Durga Navami Sandhi Puja and the Navami Home is also offered to Devi Durga on the Navaratri on the day of Navami. This ritual is the recreation of the battle and victory on Durga Devi over the demons Chanda and Munda. The event when mass negativity was removed by Devi on the time transition between Ashtami and Navami. This is the Sandhi. At this time, a grand puja is offered to Durga Devi along with Lakshmi, Saraswati, Ganesha, and Subramanya. When these cosmological events are recreated at the same time in history, the stars and celestial bodies are in the same position as they were years ago. The same possibilities of events happen. The same mass negativity will be attended to by the cosmic mother. These rituals are the times when the same energies of the cosmos manifest as a divine clairvoyance and clear the mass negativity from the planet. Navami Homam is a unique fire ritual done before the Durga Devi Pratima, chanting a unique mantra for Durga Devi who is invoked in the form of Agni. And you can make this offering of the Durga Navami Sandhi Puja and the Navami Homam on the website www.kailasamela.com/sevas. And the cost of this seva is $1,008.
The next, on the Vijayadashami day, Ayudha Puja. On the auspicious day of the Navami, the 9th day of Navaratri, a special puja is done for all the tools, vehicles, and books. This is known as the Ayudha Puja and is done in every Hindu home. All the tools are washed and kept in an altar. All the cars are also washed and fresh sandalwood paste is applied on them. And the puja is offered. Special naivedyams and sweets are prepared for the occasion. This day, Paramashakti, who is present in all the tools and vehicles that help our lives become smooth and efficient. It is a day of rejuvenation when all homes are cleared and all the corners of the home are and all doors are refreshed with fresh incense and sandalwood paste.
The next offering is the Utsava Rajarajeshwari Swarnangi Alankara Seva, which is the offering of the golden armor to the deity Rajarajeshwari. It is a magnificent armor that covers the deity and allows one to have the darshan of the deity in her grand glory. It is an offering of our love and gratitude to the Devi of Rajeshwari in Kailasa Nithyananda Paramashivam. And you can make this offering also on the website www.kailasamila.com/savas.
Then another offering is Maha Naivedya Seva on Vijayadashami. On the auspicious occasion of Vijayadashami, the Annalayas of Adi Kailasa and the devotees of the Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Devalayam offer the Maha Naivedya Seva, the 1000 food offerings to Devi Parashakti. And we would like to offer this Seva. The cost is $1,000 US. The next offering is the Pada Puja.
The next offering is the offering of the Pada Puja on the auspicious occasion of Vijayadashmi. This is one of the most sacred offerings made from disciple to Guru. And the Shastra Pramana describes the water of the Guru's feet dries up the mud of the sins, lights the fire of knowledge, and causes one to cross the ocean of the worldly material life of Maya in the right way. So you can make this offering of the Pratyaksha Pada Puja on Vijayadashami to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself, and you can register for this. And the next offering is on Vijayadashmi is the offering of the Tulabharam, which is the ritual where material donations are made to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Swamiji, against the weight of his deity. The scriptures describe various items can be offered, from jaggery to sugar to silver and gold. And Tula means the scale, and it is the scale where donations are made against the weight of the deity of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So you can also register for this offering on the auspicious occasion of Vijayadashmi.
Then we are also celebrating the Bhagavan Venkateshwara's Brahmotsav. So one of the seva that you can offer is the Venkateshwara
Yes, with that now we can get ready to witness the various rituals from the Adi Kailasa Nithyananda Sarvajna Peeth, the Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Devalaya, as we celebrate the Navaratri celebrations happening in the temple. So let's get ready to witness these beautiful celebrations as we celebrate the happening of Devi Parashakti, these Navaratri celebrations and the Venkateshwara Brahmotsav.